What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Nadim X channel. I'm your host, Hassan Nadim, and today we got some crazy clips to react to today. I was reviewing the clips that we're about to react to, and they're insane, honestly. I can't wait for you guys to react to them. So without further ado, get your chips, get your tea, get your soda. I know what I got. Hold up, give me a second. This is a new way to breathe, guys. I've been on this like all day. This Vicks thing, oh, as soon as you wake up in the morning, you're breathing. You're good. You're ethereal, my friend, you know? But without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Let's go.
I would watch for Barron because here's the thing. There's also another book called Barron Trump's Marvelous Underground Journey. Ingersoll Lockwood wrote this book too in the late 1800s, depicting this character.
When they picked those same names.
Yes.
Barron Trump.
Barron Trump. That is a book. Yes. Ingersoll Lockwood wrote both these books. Right?
In the 1800s.
Yes. I believe it was like 1893, 1896, something like that.
Then there has to be time travelers.
Well, here's the thing. In the book, Barron Trump is a time traveler. No bullshit. All this is in the book, you guys. And guess what? So he time travels, right? He has a mentor named Don. This is in the book. So here's the theory. That Trump actually has some type of time travel technology only because Donald Trump's uncle, John G. Trump, worked for the FBI. Now, when Nikola Tesla died, they sent him in because he's a scientist, he's a physicist, engineer, smart guy. So they're like, hey, go in to Nikola Tesla's, room and decipher all his works and whatnot. Because, Nikola Tesla discovered free energy and a multitude of things, right? So Donald Trump's uncle goes in there and says, we didn't find anything. A bunch of BS. You don't think that Nikola Tesla, who had discovered free energy and manipulated electromagnetism, which had that you can, in theory, bend time, light, and space, this man's works was confiscated by him and he didn't find anything?
Yeah, that's insane. Every time I reflect and I think of Donald Trump or Barron Trump, I think about this book, man, because there's a lot of things that came to pass, when you see it. And I think there's another thing in the book that I've seen that even shows that Don in the book became the president in the future. Something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. But that is insane. I think you can buy that book on Amazon if any of you guys want to get that. But yeah, crazy.
Well, these are the benevolent aliens, and they've been here helping us. In fact, I have a picture. Let me reach for it here. I have a picture of one of the aliens been working for the United States Pentagon for the last 58 years. His name is Val Valiant Thor. He's right here. There's my father in the background. This whole place, the ready room of the USS Eldridge, Al Bielek has probably explained, or maybe even shown you this picture. There's a list of some of the notable people in it. They're all the atomic bomb scientists of the day, all the time variant experimentalists of the day, all the top physicists of that particular day. This was in August of 1943. Now this guy has not changed one iota in 58 years. Started work, he came here, crashed here or whatever, whether he's under duress or not. He started work for our U.S. Navy and military operations in 1937, either 37 or 38 is what I've been told. So it's for 58 years, this man's been employed, probably under duress. If you don't do as we say, we're just going to use you for alien bait or something, I don't know. But anyway, he basically hasn't changed. He lives for 490 years, is what he says his lifespan is. Now, he was supposedly a semi-benevolent, he's a human-looking type person. He has 6 fingers and 6 toes, and he's got one oversized heart, one lung, giant lung. His blood vessels are bigger. He's got copper oxide for blood, similar to an octopus. His brain capacity 300 centimeters greater than ours. He has a thinking capacity, IQ, if you were to measure it, be totally off the scale, be about a 1200 IQ. He speaks 100 languages fluently, alien as well as others. He's a remarkable person. I had a chance to meet him one time. Now, by the way, he doesn't shake hands. He was kind of in a spacesuit because all aliens, regardless benevolent or otherwise, they're carrying germs and diseases and bacterium in and on them that are deadly to us. If I were making policy, I'd quarantine them all, because how do we not know that some of our diseases like AIDS, Ebola, hantavirus, and a few of these other weird designer diseases, as I call them, are not made from the cadavers of some of these aliens as a biological weapon to use against the people of the United States? Well, I'm tired. I'm a tired American speaking out.
If you're curious to...
That is super interesting. What caught me the most was the last part when he said that they exploit this type of slime or venom onto their skin to protect themselves from humans, right? So that automatically clicked for me, and I was like, Virginia 1996 incident, the Roswell of Brazil, when the alien basically he exploited some type of slime, and some guy, he touched the alien, and I think it was one of the people that were trying to aid and bring that alien to the hospital to receive aid. He died because of the slime, some crazy stuff that he got in his hand, and he died like a couple days later because of that. So that makes you just, and this video seems pretty old, and it makes you think like there's connections, you know what I mean? So I just realized that, I just wanted to mention that, but let's continue.
The true mask that Robert Downey has been wearing for dozens of years. And I'm not talking Iron Man, and I'm not even talking Doctor Doom. No, he's been wearing a mask that you're not supposed to know about. But I just exposed it. I really exposed it. Yeah, I just released his secret identity that he doesn't want anyone to know about, because he hasn't always been Robert Downey. Go watch the video. It's a doozy, especially if you're a fan of the Hulk. Here's a little teaser for my friends out there who liked the Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno Hulk series from the 70s. I'm sure that's just a coincidence that they liked the same glasses, though, and I definitely didn't find any of these either, or any truth in plain sight. And they definitely weren't telling us for real right here. I wonder what that secret story is. Entertainment only, of course, though. Go check out the full video. Have a nice day.
This is the video
clip's
called the
insane.
Comburgus video, which is a close-up of a craft, so close that you can see the occupants. It is 100% real, and I was there as that was filmed.
The whole footage has been analyzed for a more scientific work for 2.5 weeks, frame by frame, pixel by pixel, and this is 100% genuine footage.
Holy shit, look at this.
Look at the state of those guys, bro. Foreheads through the roof. Oof. Eyes. Like, bro, they all look like a classic alien, man. What the heck? Crazy.
Fuck, I'm losing my shoe over it. Dude, it's like a mothership fucking... This thing is huge.
Whoa! I just realized what I'm looking at. That's insane.
Fuck. My headlights are probably fucking it up.
Yeah. I heard about that.
taraftan ay doğuyor. Diğer taraftan güneş batıyor. Aynı anda
Question everything,
güneşin
friends.
batışı ve ayın doğuşu.
Would you believe me if I told you that the moon isn't a solid rock in outer space, but it's actually some sort of projection being reflected or concentrated off of our firmament? Now, all you have to do is go look at the moon at night, and you can see that it's giving off its own light source. It's pretty obvious, because if it's nighttime and the sun's light isn't reaching you, how is it reflecting off of the moon? That doesn't make any sense. On top of that, go watch Vibes of Cosmos on YouTube, and he'll literally show you that you can fit the entire United Nations flat earth map in one section of the moon. But that means that there's more lands beyond the ice wall. So what this right here is showing how the magnetic north shifts by 30 degrees every 2,160 years around the true geographical north. Go look it up. There's a geographical and there's a magnetic north. Well, think about all of the times that Earth was in an ice age or the Younger Dryas period. The peak of the ice age was like 20,000 years ago. Well, the sun and moon were somewhere around there. And then it was somewhere closer to where we are in the Younger Dryas, where it wasn't as cold. And in 25,920 years, I believe, the magnetic pole will be right where it is now. So every 2,160 years, it's shifting with the astrological age that we're in. So the magnetic pole is literally shifting with our astrological ages, which is why every 2,000 years, there's massive amounts of climate change. Well, yeah, the climate's always changing. And were you paying attention to those pictures? How you can see a star through the moon? How could that be possible? Why would Islam have a flag of a star being seen through the moon if it's all just made up BS and it's a rock in outer space? Yeah, this is real. This is real, guys. This video was made for entertainment purposes only.
Legend has it that every time an angel appears to a human, the very first words out of the angel's mouth are always the same. Be not afraid. But here's the part that people don't exactly realize. The angel isn't saying it to comfort you. It's a warning, because what you're actually looking at would literally shatter your mind if you saw it without that preparation. The thing is, we have paintings, we have sculptures, and we have centuries of art showing us what angels look like. Beautiful beings with soft wings and glowing halos. Those paintings are lies. Real biblical angels, well, they're cosmic horror. They're being so utterly other that human consciousness almost can't process them. Multiple faces, infinite eyes that cover their entire bodies, wheels made of fire rotating through dimensions, wings that move in impossible geometric patterns, bodies made of pure celestial light that would incinerate anything unworthy of standing in their presence. When the prophets saw them, they didn't say, "Oh, how beautiful." They fell on their faces in absolute terror and begged not to be destroyed. And this is what biblically accurate angels actually are. So in the book of Ezekiel, the prophet encounters an angel and describes it like this: a being covered in eyes. Not eyes on a face, eyes covering every inch of its body. Multiple faces pointing in different directions. Wheels within wheels covered in more eyes. Wings that move in perfect synchronization with the rings, which rotate in all directions simultaneously, creating a hypnotic, impossible geometry of movement and perception. Ezekiel saw one and fell on his face in horror. This is the Ophanim, the throne angels. They're the chariot bearers of God, the highest order of celestial beings in Jewish mysticism. Their name means the Watchers, and they exist to observe all of creation simultaneously. Every eye represents awareness. They see past, present, and future all at once. They perceive dimensions we can't even conceptualize. But that's just one type of angel. Then there are the seraphim, the six-winged burning ones. Isaiah encounters them in the temple, and they're so radiant, so incandescent with divine fire that the very foundation of the building shakes. Their wings are described as burning with holiness, not metaphorically burning, literally wreathed in celestial flame that purifies and annihilates anything unworthy of God's presence. The seraphim are the closest beings to God in the celestial hierarchy, and when they move through heaven, reality warps around them. And when Isaiah saw him, he immediately cried out that he was unworthy and that his lips were unclean. And then there were the cherubim. Depicted in popular culture as chubby babies, but the actual biblical cherubim are warriors. They're portrayed as having multiple bodies, multiple faces, sometimes described as having a lion's face, an ox's face, an eagle's face, and a human face all in the same creature. They have enormous wings that span rooms. They carry flaming swords, and when God places them at the gates of Eden after humanity's expulsion, they're there to annihilate anyone who tries to return, not to gently shoo people away. The cherubim are God's enforcers, divine soldiers. And then there are the standard angels. They're what we'd recognize more readily, like Gabriel or Michael, but even these aren't how we imagine them. When Gabriel appears to Mary in Luke's gospel, the very first thing he says is, "Do not be afraid," because his mere presence, his celestial form, is so overwhelming that Mary is terrified. Gabriel has to spend the first moments of the encounter calming her down before he can even deliver his message. Now, Michael the Archangel is described as a cosmic warrior, leading God's army against Satan's forces. In Revelation, a war breaks out in heaven, Michael and his angels fighting the dragon and his angels. The description is apocalyptic, violent, and cosmic. Michael isn't gentle, he's militant. He's the embodiment of divine will made manifest. So here's what makes biblically accurate angels so mystically profound. They exist in a completely different mode of being than humans do. They operate outside of normal physics. They perceive reality differently, with infinite eyes from infinite angles, seeing what cannot be seen. They're beings of pure light and fire made of celestial substance that exists partially outside of our three-dimensional space. So when humans see them, not in paintings but really encounter them, the consistent reaction is terror followed by awe. The angels have to tell people, be not afraid, because human consciousness almost can't process what it's witnessing. It's too much, too real, too powerful, and too other. In Jewish mysticism, an angel is an emanation of God's name, literally a manifestation of divine attributes given form and agency. And when an angel appears, you're not meeting a servant of God. You're encountering a piece of God's will made visible in a form consciousness can almost handle. Now, the Kabbalists understood this. They taught that to truly perceive an angel is to come close to perceiving God itself. The light is blinding, the presence is overwhelming, the intelligence is inhuman and absolute, and most people have it backwards. We've sentimentalized angels, made them cute and safe and manageable, but the real biblical angels are the opposite. They're the edge where human consciousness meets infinity, where the finite touches the infinite, and the experience is so intense that it truly breaks people. So when the Bible says fear God, it means fear this. Fear being so far beyond human comprehension that they literally glow with power, covered in eyes that see everything, moving through dimensions that we can't access, emanating such pure divine force that they have to calm humans down just to prevent our minds from breaking. That's the mystical reality. Not clouds and not harps, but cosmic watchers, celestial warriors, and beings of pure manifestation made from the substance of divinity itself. So the next time you see a cute cherub painting in church, remember what you're actually looking at. A warrior covered in faces, with a flaming sword, standing guard at the gates of paradise. Now, if you want to explore more about the hidden nature of spiritual entities and biblical mysticism, make sure to like the video, let me know what you think about these biblically accurate angels in the comments below, and follow for more deep dives like this. Till next time.
So the Roblox CEO wants to put a dating part in their game. And I know a lot of you adults don't know what Roblox is unless you pay for Robux for your kid. Roblox is a game for kids.
There's something really dark happening on Roblox, and no one really understands how deep it goes. Since speaking about this, I've had adults messaging me in my comments because they didn't even know that Roblox was a kid's game, and that alone should scare you. Also, anyone can become a developer on the game, and these developers are allowed to build entire worlds within it that loops with no ending, so your child is literally stuck in that loop, playing constantly with no break. Also, dotted around the strange symbolism which they pick up on. There are even rumours of them testing a dating feature within the app. Look at all this. Why would that feature even exist in a kid's game?
Dating app? Bro.
Think about that. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below.
They say every single holiday that we celebrate is celebrating one of the 7 deadly sins. Every single holiday. Think about it. So the easiest one, Valentine's Day, celebrates the sin of lust.
Okay.
Christmas celebrates, here, I'm gonna show you, bro.
Okay, let me
Greed,
see.
Check
probably.
this. It's a whole list.
This Christmas.
Okay, boom. Easy one. Ready? Valentine's Day represents lust for
Yeah.
obvious reasons. Now, Thanksgiving, that celebrates the sin of gluttony.
Gluttony, yeah, because you're eating.
Because you're eating a lot. You're overeating. You're taking too much more than you need.
Yeah.
Now, Christmas, what do you think that is?
Christmas. Greed?
Greed.
Yeah.
Overconsumption and excess.
Okay.
Right? Wanting more of something.
That makes
We're
sense.
celebrating gifts. We're celebrating gifts. We're not really even celebrating like the birth of Christ because people are so focused on the gifts and shit. Now, Easter. This one's interesting.
I don't know.
The holiday of Easter, what sin would it be?
Easter. I don't know.
Check this out. This one gets deep.
Okay.
So they say it's envy because the Romans were jealous of Jesus, so they murdered him.
Oh.
It's crazy.
Shit.
So St. Patrick's Day, it's sloth because
Why?
people get blackout drunk.
Oh, what the fuck?
Now Halloween is what? It's wrath. So scaring and hurting people for fun. With masks, it's wrath.
Oh.
So every single one of the holidays is like a 7 deadly sin.
So
All right, so I wasn't sure.
That makes sense, you know, and it's crazy that they will portray this in the world and they will introduce the customs of these holidays to be very like you're praising Jesus, you know, you're celebrating his resurrection, you're celebrating his birth when he was not celebrated on that day. And it makes you think, you know, there's always something behind these holidays. That's why it's super important to research what you celebrate, because you're introduced to these things since birth, right? So you label them as something as a norm throughout your journey of life. But throughout, when you get older and you start to question the little things in your life, they start to escalate and be like, why am I opening up presents right now? Why am I painting eggs? Why am I eating a whole dinner with my family today, on this day? Why is my uncle, my auntie coming at my house only on this day? You know, it makes you think, you know? But yeah.
I was going to share this because my goal on here is to never strike fear. My goal on here is to bring communities together, start conversations, learn from one another, respect one another.
Likewise.
But I feel like it's time that I share this story. Well, it's not a story. It's coming from the source and facts. But one of my very dear friends who I've kind of talked about on here before, who has shared some very important things that I've shared with all of you. He's a scientist. I shouldn't have said he, but yes, he's a scientist. He works with seismic activity. He works with a lot of different things that are in the science industry. I don't have to go in because I don't really want to tell too much about him. But he reached out to me about 2 weeks ago and was like, hey, my team and I have been tracking some seismic activity, and I think you should talk to your TikTok followers about this. So I didn't think I was going to do it because, you know, I don't want to strike fear, and that's not my purpose. But now what I'm about to tell you is showing up on the news, like CNN, and also news reports out of London and Australia and all over the entire world, that in the coming months, there's predicted a mile-wide volcano that is in the Pacific Ocean that is expected to go off in the next coming months. Now, when he reached out to me, they have predicted it's going to be on June 5th. And this volcano that is potentially about to erupt will trigger over 10,000 earthquakes all over the entire globe in one day. Now, I don't know what else to do with this information, but he was very adamant that perhaps I should share this information with the people who follow me.
10,000 earthquakes?
Now, I don't know if you've seen the news reports. I saw the one on CNN, and the crazy thing is it was just a scrolling bar at the bottom. Not even a main story. And I don't understand why 10,000 earthquakes happening in one day and a mile-wide volcano going off in the ocean is not a headline story. So, let me know.
I work security at Disney.
Where is it?
I don't think people would believe this if I didn't say it out loud.
Like Pacific Ocean, but where are we talking about? Because I don't want to be near there.
I usually avoid saying that online, but there's no way to tell this without context. A few days ago, management asked me to look into a hotel room that hadn't turned over. Housekeeping went in after checkout time and everything was still there. Clothes, luggage, snacks, kids stuff. Like a family had just stepped out and never came back. The reservation was a family of 4. Mom, dad, 2 kids. The calls to the family went straight to voicemail. Their car was still parked in the parking lot. That's when it stopped feeling like a mix-up. So I started pulling activity from their stay. Dining plan, park entries, ride history. Their last full day was at Magic Kingdom. Breakfast, a couple rides, and then it's a small world. Late morning, nothing after that. I called someone I know over there and asked him to check the cameras. The loading footage showed all 4 of them getting on the ride. Wristband scanned, normal. The exit camera, just the other guests, not them. The ride got shut off, middle of the day, lights on, music off. People walked the track more than once. They found 3 phones and a kid's hat. No people. I couldn't let it go. That's when I checked Memory Maker. It's the photo system. Ride photos automatically saved to a guest account. Their account had 732 photos. The first few were normal, smiling, crowds, castle shots. Then every single one after that was from It's a Small World. The ride only takes 1 photo per loop. In the early ones, they looked confused, then scared. In later photos, people start disappearing. Dad first, and 1 of the kids. In the last few, the mom and 1 child are still there, sitting upright, eyes open, not moving, and I swear, the dolls are closer every time. The file size keeps increasing. New photos are still being added. The police just arrived. Disney's going to say a family vanished. They didn't. I know where they are.
Wait a minute. So when nobody gonna tell me about this dragon that's supposed to be this massive dragon that's supposed to be in the waters of the Venezuela waters? Was nobody gonna tell me this? That it's an underworld in Venezuela, that the U.S. is really out there? Was nobody gonna tell me this? Yeah, man, listen, I just found out. It's an underworld in Venezuela that the U.S. is out there. And it's a massive dragon that's thawing out that they trying to stop. They say the veil getting thin.
I think we know what that is.
What, nobody gonna tell me this though? I'm sitting up here thinking the whole time, I'm thinking this is about the oil, but it's really an underworld over there in Venezuela that they trying to prevent. What's up? What's to it? What's going on? Cause hey, listen, this the first time I done heard about it today, man. Like, somebody, man, they been inboxing me telling me about it, man. Y'all, hey, what y'all think?
Why has there never been a job opening for an astronaut?
I wonder why.
Please, I don't want to be here anymore, but doesn't it make just a little bit of sense that maybe...
No, they just repurposed the title. It's just hiring for cap stars. Interview is going to be at NASA.
With all this technology today, that at least there would have been one person. Anyone work in HR? Maybe one person, I don't even care if you're military. One person that could say that they went to flight school to be an astronaut, or they went to the moon, or they went to Jupiter, or they went to Mars, or anything, or wherever, or even went outside this firmament. There's something in these checks. There's something in these checks. I'm just asking these questions. Indeed, Craigslist, newspaper, all of these, but in fact, even better. If there was such thing as us going to the moon, I'm not saying we didn't. In fact, I believe we went to the moon. We did. We absolutely 100%. We did. There's no argument. But if we did go, hear me. Wouldn't there be maybe a W-2 or a pay stub or how much did you get paid? Because I know last time I checked, nobody does nothing for free. If you miss 1 penny off my check, I'll go berserk. So you mean to tell me they was just doing it for free, or we was paying for them to go up there for? What about the tax record? Oh. The tax.
Keep watching. This bit.
Cyrus.
Stay with me here because this scene matters more than people realise. What you're watching isn't just an ending, it's a transition. Because right near the start of his awakening, something literally falls from the sky. A light, a sign, and it's labelled Sirius. Now watch how the shot is framed. He's standing between two structures, like a doorway, like two pillars. And in symbolism, pillars mean a threshold. Before, after, asleep, awake, inside, outside. Fast forward to the end, and it shows him walking up the 16 steps. He doesn't run, he doesn't fight, he ascends, step by step, away from a world built for him, not by him. And he's calm, like someone who's finally learned the rules. I want to take you over to his recent birthday picture. Don't overthink it, just clock the theme. Check out the imagery, and let me know your thoughts and comments down below.
Why don't we see any land when we're looking down at the ocean from the space station?
Because you're over top of ocean.
Okay, well, don't you think they could be fooling us with this picture?
Okay, I give you this.
Wait, watch the picture.
I know that.
Watch the picture.
I know
Watch
that
the
they've
picture.
airbrushed some stuff.
It's not
up.
airbrushed. This is us in our front yard and a solar panel,
Bruh.
and we tricked you, showing you how easy. We have zero budget. They have $65 million a day, and I tricked you. What about this? NASA says, you know, these are new planets. Okay. Would you believe? Why would you believe that?
Why wouldn't you?
Because they're frying pans. They're the bottom of frying pans. Again, zero budget. Zero budget. Here are 4 moons. And before the hand picks up the moon, tell me, is it sphere or not a sphere? Is that a sphere? Quick.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Well, it looks like a sphere, but it's actually a half a cup. How about this one? Is this one a sphere?
You're showing us half a sphere then on all of them.
It looks like a sphere, but it's not either. It's flat. What I'm saying is, first, even if they were all spheres, it doesn't dictate the shape of the Earth. I've been lying to you this entire time. I'm on the space station. Okay? Prove me wrong. I'm on the space station.
And I'm in Hollywood right now too.
Yeah,
so
but that's a painting. That's not even a real picture.
You're floating, Dave.
Look here. The Earth is a globe. Here's the proof. I got this cartoon over here. All right? The Earth is a globe.
There's the other ruins. I knew there had to be another layer where they were living. It's down below. That's the big complex, big buildings, and this is up above. And got all this up here. The same petroglyph you see all over the world. Someone having a baby. Strange thing is, look at the claws. That is weird. I've never seen that before. Wow. The portal petroglyph. Another one. There's 3 of these. They all have claws. This makes me think of the wolf man we saw earlier. That is wild. Crazy if there's hidden pottery somewhere in there. Oh. So there's the cave village over there. This is an epic shot.
That is pretty sick.
Look at that beautiful canyon.
Who's that guy, bro?
I want to take a look.
Was there a
up
guy
here,
in that cave?
See if there's any more ancient buildings. We'll find out soon. Awesome. So they were for sure living up here. 2 other grinding stones. Actually, some old pictographs. Can't really see what's going on. There's definitely something there.
Looks like a D-form hand, just marking the print on that.
Some sort of petroglyphs. Oh, there's a nice one. Beautiful snake. Again, there's the other ruins.
Who's that guy? Bro, why do you just notice that random guy just walking? What the heck? That guy looked like he had a mission too.
Welcome, Point Break.
Definitely look alike. Okay, yeah. Dang.
Entertainment only. I don't really think
This
there
guy
are fallen
always
angels
slaps.
down here
His videos are
deceiving
insane.
humanity and fake their deaths as humans and become other humans to avoid suspicion of not dying because they live thousands of years. Now that's ridiculous. I'm a satire account. Entertainment only.
Oh, I think they're protesting, yeah, for ICE. Yeah. ICE been a little intrusive lately, not gonna lie.
Legendary Finn disappear into a magical doorway within the rock face here at the Giant's Causeway.
A drone filmed a stone door moving in Ireland. The footage shows a massive slab of rock sliding open on its own.
staying open for exactly 11 seconds, then sealing itself shut. Investigators ran sonar scans on that section of rock.
Well, that footage is
Seems like it was before
absolutely
AI.
incredible, isn't it? Well, earlier today, tourists, historians, geologists, architects, and giant experts all congregated here and have been examining the rock face to see if there is indeed any sign of Finn McCool, that legendary and magical giant.
What they found inside that chamber is something no one can explain. The door that
What is
breathes.
that?
So here's the thing. The Giant's Causeway has drawn visitors for centuries. The ancient Irish believed a giant named Finn McCool built it. Scientists say volcanic activity created it 60 million years ago, but neither legend nor science prepared anyone for what happened that afternoon. The tourist who launched the drone was just trying to get a better angle. Nothing special. Just another visitor hoping to capture something worth posting. The camera hovered near a tall section of interlocking pillars, capturing the waves, the tourists below, the hexagonal columns stretching toward the sea. Everything looked normal, peaceful even. Then one slab of stone began to move, not crumble, not collapse, move outward, controlled, deliberate, like a door swinging open on ancient hinges. And get this.
In that spot where he disappeared into the rock face of any doorway or hinges or anything like that.
Several witnesses on the ground saw the exact same thing. Park Ranger Thomas Brennan was the first to call it in. His hands were shaking so badly he could barely hold his radio. His voice cracked twice during the transmission. He told dispatch the rock shifted like a door on hinges, smooth and intentional. He said it looked like the mountain was exhaling. Before anyone could react, the slab slid back into place. The rock sealed itself, and the tourists stood frozen, trying to process what they had just witnessed. Think about that for a second. A 60-million-year-old volcanic formation just opened and closed, like someone was checking who knocked.
It looks fake, but I don't think it is,
by
dog.
frame, they found something that made their blood run cold. There was no gap, no crack, no visible seam. The basalt appeared completely solid, as if the stone had never moved at all. But the drone footage showed otherwise. The timestamps were intact. The video hadn't been edited. Something opened in that cliff face, and something sealed it shut again. Here's the catch. Witnesses reported hearing deep, rhythmic breathing coming from inside the rock face just moments before the stone moved. Sean O'Malley, a geology professor from Dublin, who was visiting that day, went pale when he described it to investigators. He said it sounded like something massive taking slow, deliberate breaths, like pressing your ear against someone's chest while they sleep.
But there was the unmistakable sound of snoring coming from within the mountain. That's right, snoring from within the mountain. So it would seem possibly plausible that the legendary and mythical giant Finn McCool is indeed sleeping within the mountain here.
Only this was coming from inside 60-million-year-old volcanic rock. Then came the sonar sweep. And that's when everything changed. The chamber behind that basalt door was not empty. The scan revealed several tall, upright forms standing inside the hollow space. Their outlines were narrow, steady. They looked like human bodies.
Walking like my grandma, dog.
Tall, far taller than any known. Population, ancient or modern. The figures stood in an even line, spaced at exact intervals, as if someone had arranged them with purpose. Dr. Margaret Sullivan, a geologist from Queen's University Belfast, was the first to analyze the scans. She stared at those images until her coffee went cold. Her assistant said she didn't move for nearly an hour. When she finally spoke, her voice was barely a whisper. Basalt does not naturally form around objects in perfect upright positions, unless those objects were already standing in place before the rock hardened. She checked the equipment 3 times, ran the scans again. The results were identical every time. Let that sink in. These figures, whatever they are, were standing upright when volcanic material surrounded them. They didn't fall. They didn't try to escape. They stood there and let the molten
I don't know
rock
why,
seal
but
them in place.
those rocks look like they were placed there, like they were stacked. You know what I'm saying? Like, he probably built himself a crib and he's like, call it a day, you know? Like, crazy, bro.
Willingly, deliberately. Who
Like,
does that?
Do they not
What
look like
does
they're
that?
stacked?
And why were they arranged so perfectly, like soldiers, awaiting inspection? But here's the deal. The sensors placed near the chamber are still picking up faint vibrations behind the rock wall. The movement passes through the stone in a slow, repeating pattern, rhythmic, consistent, almost biological. Some officials claim it's just pressure shifts from underground water systems. Others aren't so sure. The rhythm is too consistent.
I'll never forget that. Michael
Bruh.
Jackson saved me from getting on a plane to that tiny island.
So they're saying Neverland is where Michael Jackson took children to protect them from what was being done on Epstein's island. And because he was going against their regime, they punished him and they flipped the script and made it appear as if he was the one abusing them, when in reality they were abusing them, and he was protecting the children, he was protecting the celebrities. And you have celebrities like Macaulay Culkin who've gone on record to protect and defend Michael Jackson. This all makes sense. It has finally come together. This man has been dead for so long, but now it's coming together. Not only did he protect the children from the physical things that were being done to them, and you know what I'm saying, you just social media, gotta be careful, but he also were protecting them from the social and emotional abuses that were occurring by advising Britney Spears to get out from under her dad before the conservatorship and things of that nature. This man was a lifesaver. Nonetheless, those of you who are like me, help me fact check this, because at the end of the day, I want to make sure this is right, but this is what I've been hearing up to this point, and it all makes sense.
Do you believe in teleportation?
Yeah, I believe in all of that shit.
There's portals in Antarctica.
How do you know that?
Trust me.
How do you
Bro,
know
this
that?
guy's been
Okay,
saying that,
I trust
man.
you.
There's a lot of crazy shit in this world that we don't know about.
What's the craziest shit that you've ever seen or heard?
Can't say it on stream.
100? What are you doing?
100 and they know. Keep looking at the sky.
Okay.
It's beautiful. It's like a... Damn, only...
Ah, look how you run. Listen to that sound.
Bro, what the heck?
Shaking it. Another one. Ah! Oh, God, it keep coming.
What is that, and why are they
Blue
eating it?
bean.
In 24 years as a chef, I've never seen chicken look like that. Why is it slightly pink? And why are billionaires flying to a private island to eat plain-looking chicken on a plate?
Jeffrey Epstein was just
chicken.
the iceberg tip. That was just a
I can
little.
imagine if he's one player, then there has to be a lot more, right? There's not just the only one, so let's be honest.
Exactly. How did Jeffrey Epstein make his money? Nobody knows how he made his money. How you think he made it?
Oh no, wait, wasn't he with he worked for somebody. Who did he work for?
Not the much money he had. He had to be selling kids. Duh. Why do you think he had his madame, whatever her name is?
Giselle Giselle.
She was literally grabbing the little girls, boom boom, twisting their brain, manipulating them, bringing them to the island, selling them to politicians or whoever you want. Ooh, everybody's scared now. Nah, that shit is real. Something clicked in me when, I started seeing some weird shit in Hollywood, and then I was holding it in, and then I was like, nah, bad. And then I just like, bro, when I seen that, I was like, oh shoot. And then when you understand like all the people that came to me with their stories, and then you see the evidence, and then you see the pictures, and then you understand how real it is, and then it happens also a little bit to you.
You really thought I was crazy?
No, not really. If you've seen the things I seen, saying I'm a loon, I'm not telling the truth, and anybody who tries to like spin that narrative, you're working for the devil. Bro, they fucking took me to the fucking woods, bro, and they fucking tied. I'm not fucking joking, bro. I have fucking proof, bro. I don't give a fuck. Bro, I fucking will show you every fucking video you can ever fucking believe. Bohemian Grove is real. They fucking tied me down, and they made me fucking watch, dog. Yes, I fucking lost it.
You need Jesus in your life, man. This world is too evil, man. It's getting colder and colder every day. Hearts are hardening every single day. You need a God that will strengthen you, that will protect you and preserve you, and that's Yeshua, Jesus Christ. There's a lot of evil that we see while watching these type of videos, but we have to remember that there's, like I said in the last video, there's always a light, there's always a positive, there's always a complete opposite, And if you guys feel like you're low, you're depressed, you're sad because of the amount of evil and coldness there is in the world, there's a God who loves you and wants the best for you. Just throwing it out there.
Kidnapping children is not what great nations do. Hatred of immigrants, contempt for the truth, greed, and the abuse of power. There is a sinister deep state diabolically plotting to what? We in America are misinformed. Reality shows have warped our idea of what a hero is, or what the truth is.
Pay attention to how this lady shuts this airplane door. Now, do you see how heavy duty that is? How it has to vacuum seal so that everyone's safe? Now watch how this astronaut
a tortilla
shuts this extremely advanced space hatch. Yeah, while he's in outer space, he's using that
like underwater
to protect him from the
if you know, you know.
radiation, the extreme temperature differences. Okay, whatever, dude. Have you noticed how the boots don't even match the footprints on the moon? And how sometimes the astronauts actually forget to put their shoes on the right way? So if they're so smart, and only the strongest, smartest human beings on Earth can go to space, then how can't they put their shoes on the right way? And how is the sun's light hitting the moon from two completely different angles in this photo? You know, the Red Hot Chili Peppers might have been right in that song, Californication, talking about how, you know, Hollywood may have taken part in the moon landing. I mean, seriously, does it really look like they're doing anything important up there? They're just like banging metal around and they're like, oh, look at me, I'm in space. They're in a bathtub in Austin,
just
Texas.
floating around.
But of course, this video was for entertainment purposes only.
What you want in a pancake is to have the consistency of young human flesh. It's fun.
What did the boy just say? You could have compared it to anything else. We could have had the consistency of you know, like a crepe or, you know, like something soft, like a dessert, like a cake. Human flesh.
It has life to it. You were the guy with brightly colored undergarments, and you got soft human flesh in front of you.
This is Jerry Seinfeld in 2014 describing Pancake as something else. And what's disturbing is, it's meant to be funny. But why that comparison? Sometimes jokes aren't just jokes. Sometimes they slip out things. And lately, a few unrelated things have made me pause. Like that redacted picture in the files. People are noticing it looks disturbingly like a baby's foot. Now tell me, why would you redact a picture of a chicken on a cutting board? This is why. What does that look like to you? And let's move on to something even more eerie. All the branding that we chose to ignore. Literally their marketing is calling it. I'm not saying it means anything. I'm just saying once your brain notices a pattern, it doesn't really let it go. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below.
In Thailand.
I've been to Thailand before.
Have you?
Beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful.
What comes with the island?
There's a small villa there. You could practically build with the island.
There's building space.
Yeah, there's
Do the islands come with the children, or the children?
This island does have a small school. There are children.
Okay, so I don't know if that was a
yeah.
What countries are near to abduct them from?
Cambodia, Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, Philippines. The Philippines. The Filipinos, you know, if they're not being a nurse, they're being your servant. Okay,
so true.
Yeah. So
what age ranges?
Below.
What's all this about? This is a TikTok search bar. Do you really think you can escape? There is nothing we can do about. Government knows you have spiritual. NASA warns people to evacuate. News. What is this? Baby Keem is a functioning member of what? If you click on one, they go to a crazy list of videos. But what's up, TikTok? I don't know. I'm kind of speechless. This is creepy as hell.
After watching this video, you are never going to look at cats the same way again, and you may have an idea as to why the ancient Egyptians were so into these strange creatures. So when it comes to cats, we all know they have slitted pupils, right? And if you're like me, you're thinking like a house cat has to be related to like big cats, right? And then maybe they came from them somehow. At least in the theory of evolution, it'd be like they'd all be quite...
Well, my cat's eyes, they just morph. They go from circular the complete reptilian. When he stares in my eyes, I'm like, dang, boy, you better stop right now. But yeah, they have two states of eye patterns.
But we know cats have slitted pupils. But did you know that big cats do not have slitted pupils? Lions have round pupils, just like us. But you know what other creatures have slitted pupils? Reptiles. Specifically, snakes and crocodiles. And I'm not kidding you, cats are like one of the only creatures that has slitted pupils other than snakes and crocodiles. But wait a minute, cats also hiss like a snake. They hiss like a snake, and they also love mice. Also, many ancient cultures believed that cats had like extra abilities than just physical, like they had some type of mental abilities going on. And I guarantee in your life, if you've had a cat, you know sometimes they just stare in a corner or they're affected by something in the room that you can't see, and it's a little bit creepy, to be honest. And these ancient cultures believe that cats are our spiritual protectors, whereas dogs are our physical protectors. The other crazy thing is that cats have pineal glands, and that definitely would enable them to see outside of the visible light spectrum, or at least that's what the ancients thought, that the cats could see stuff that our eyeballs cannot see. The question is, how come a cat is like half snake, half cat? It only shares some attributes with big cats, but it shares a lot of attributes with reptiles. Now here's where it gets wild though. Cats and snakes are both extremely flexible. They have flexible spines and musculature, allowing for fluid, agile movements. They're also both extremely stealthy and are masters of quiet, sneaky movement. They also love ambushing. They prefer to wait, watch, and strike rather than chasing over long distances. Again, lions and cheetahs and other big cats, they chase stuff for like miles and miles. But here is the absolute most mind-blowing part. We know that cats hiss and snakes hiss. That is pretty freaking weird, you gotta admit. But they also both act heavily on primal sensory-driven instincts. So a cat's whiskers like tells it what's going on in the friggin' air, and a cat's pineal gland probably does too. Snakes, very sensitive to movement. So what do you think? Are cats and snakes, is it a hybrid? Did an ancient civilization hybridize them? Did the ancient Egyptians possess genetic technology? I'm just wondering because I don't believe the official story of history, and I certainly know that none of this is due to evolution. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below and follow for more.
Is he looking for someone?
The
I'm
moment
confused.
Ricky Martin appeared, the message became crystal clear. This was the passing of the torch from the old to the new, marking the official beginning of Bad Bunny's reign as the new industry gatekeeper. Lady Gaga wasn't just randomly chosen for this performance either. While it might seem like they snuck a white artist in to keep America from rage quitting, Gaga played a much more important role in this ritual. She played the part of the High Priestess. In ancient and esoteric traditions, blue is a color often associated with the divine feminine and the Great Mother, which is connected to Isis. In esoteric rituals, the High Priestess provides the spiritual authority for the initiate. By wearing blue, she represents the mother figure of the industry, the one who had already been initiated, symbolically baptizing the new initiate in the industry's higher ranks. Essentially, she was leading this ritual, passing the symbolic torch from Ricky Martin to Bad Bunny. The third and final part of the ritual was the completion of the great work and the moment of ascension. Towards the end of the performance, we see Bad Bunny ascending on the power pose. To most, this moment was simply just a tribute to Puerto Rico's infrastructure, but in the language of the occult, it was telling a completely different story. This was meant to demonstrate the literal completion of the great work. He was positioning himself at the very top of the energy grid. In the occult, electricity is often linked to the light bringer, the spark of life and consciousness, often described as a divine spark. The purpose of the great work is to power that divine spark so it could ascend and reach enlightenment. By standing on the energy pose, he positioned himself between the heavens and the earth, with the sparks representing the activation of his own divine spark. Symbolically, he was siphoning the focus of 100 million people and grounding it into the stage to feed off their energy. He wasn't just performing, he was being initiated into the highest orders of the secret religion that runs Hollywood.
I'm going to prove to you right now how Satan disguises as an angel of light. Look at that normal oatmeal, right? Yummy. Strawberries and cream. Well, hold up. Watch, but you got to look closely. Look, if you move in closely, you'll see something insane. Look at this. You'll see this.
We used to keep these instant oatmeals on deck, and I personally like the strawberries and cream the most. And then I started paying attention to the ingredients, and if you notice right here, you'll see natural flavor. When I learned what this is made out of in this, it blew my mind. Just check this out. Hold on a second.
And castoreum, typically called natural flavor, is taken from a beaver's anal gland. It's far cheaper to use castoreum, or beaver's butt, to flavor strawberry oatmeal.
What? So you've been telling me all those times I was a kid, I woke up, here's your oatmeal, Hassan. It's time to eat. I've been eating butthole. Yeah, Satan's bad, bro. That boy need to go in the lake of fire. What am I hearing, bro? And why is this not on the back of the box? Artificial flavoring, natural flavors. Dude.
That's what Satan be doing, y'all. That's what Satan be doing, y'all. We're just so oblivious. We're dude. What? Beaver's butthole
has just been revealed that this is the guy behind the torture videos in the Epstein files. His name is Sultan Ahmed bin Sulayem. We learned this just an hour ago from Thomas Massey. He believes the Sultan is behind this email. It says, "Where are you? Are you okay? I loved the torture video." That's what Jeffrey Epstein is saying to him. And then he says, "I am in China. I will be in the U.S. second week of May." We have also just learned that Les Wexner has been named as a co-conspirator with Epstein in the redacted files tonight. One document in the recent file, it says, blank stated Epstein earned his money from having sex with Wexner. Old Les here is the former CEO of Victoria's Secret, huge businessman, along with Bath & Body Works, Abercrombie & Fitch, and more. Epstein wrote a draft message to Les Wexner about, quote, gang stuff, and debts the two owed each other. Epstein mentioned that they were in these gang stuff for more than 15 years. Epstein also wrote about an argument with Les Wexner's wife, Abigail, where she made, quote, very unfair, aggressive, and false accusations. And then Epstein wrote that
Kinda looks like a
Abigail
pedophile too,
Wexner
ain't gonna lie.
because it would violate a
Arab guy.
confidence between two men. Epstein also wrote that he would never put Les Wexner in harm's way. Epstein suggested Les Wexner stay silent if Abigail Wexner questioned him. And Epstein wrote, quote, "We don't know what we don't know."
Listen up, because The Simpsons might make you rich overnight before March 3rd, so pay attention. Everybody knows by now that The Simpsons predict everything. Even Trump becoming the president, and even this guy getting arrested. But this is where you need to pay attention, because there is an Elon Musk scene that predicts a SpaceX launch called Doge 1 on March 3rd, which is 23 days from now. So naturally, I started doing research and found that it's a real mission happening in 2026. And I even went as far as checking the official Doge 1 mission website. There's actually a contract address listed for a coin called Doge 1. And this is what confirmed it for me. If you look at the largest holders, it shows the Trump team is the largest holder of Doge 1. And the last time the Trump team publicly talked about a token, it printed more than 500 millionaires overnight. Not to mention, Elon Musk will be tweeting about this mission as it gets closer, as it's happening on March 3rd. It's already had some amazing runs, going up to a $50 million market cap. However, the second Elon mentions anything about this mission, which he will, you know exactly what will happen to this coin. That's why I'm loading up. This is not financial advice, but I urge you to do your own research on Doge 1, so if you want the correct contract
Heard it
address,
here,
write
guys.
Doge down in the comments.
They found Kai. No way. They're gonna make him stream.
Where is this boy going, bro?
Yo, they found him. Ty? That wasn't Kai, guys. He said his name was Ty. Who the? What? He does. Ty.
Bro, he kind of sounds like a clone too.
That was a Kai
Don't ask me
lookalike.
how
He
I
said
know
his
how
name was
clones
Ty.
sound like.
Not only that, guys, but who did Ty remind you of? Shh! Shut up! People are saying that Ty guy was the diddler. This is what people are saying, that was the diddler right there. Yo, I don't know what's going on, B, but Kai knows what's going on. He knows what's going on. And there's a lot going on ever since Kai switched sides. He's chilling with new people, guys. Who's this? Huh? who is this right here? Because I ain't never seen Kai chilling with this guy. Where is his old friends at? You know what time is it, guys? Look how he's looking at him. He's like, yeah, we got you, homie. Wait till you go outside. Nah, B, who is this, bro? Because this Kai looks like he's Kai Cenat from the 70s with that fro, bro. Who is this? I'm just playing around, guys. Entertainment purposes only. Obviously, they were just joking around. That was a skit. I thought that was Kai Cenat, but he said his name is not Kai Cenat. His name is Ty, and he works for the VVET team. I don't know what's going on. Let me know if you know something. I'm out.
Timothy Chalamet appears in the Epstein files. Let's talk about it. So this is an email in
Really?
the Epstein files sent by a woman named Peggy Siegel. Now, Peggy is an infamous American publicist. She works with celebrities and in Hollywood. And in this email, she has some incredibly strange things to say. Now, there are a lot of emails between Peggy and Jeffrey Epstein that are incredibly graphic and really, really evil feeling. But let's examine this one first. So first of all, let's point out the fact that she talks about tunnels on Epstein Island. She says up top, what's up with the Caribbean island? Staff still sleeping in the tunnels? Retrieved all the furniture out of the ocean? I mean, tunnels. This is something that they've denied for years, but... And here you can see Peggy Siegel is the sender. But disturbingly, she actually defends the alleged pedophile Woody Allen. She says, I'm sick about Woody. This Me Too witch hunt is out to destroy an 80-year-old global cinematic treasure, and it makes me so sad. Calling Me Too movement a witch hunt is absolutely wild, crazy work from someone who works in Hollywood, a woman in Hollywood, and defending the alleged pedophile Woody Allen is crazy to me. We're going to talk more about Woody because he's got some dark secrets. But then at the bottom of this email, you can see even my friend Timothy Chalamet, who donated his salary from Woody's last film to 3 political agencies, was sick about being forced into any action by the press. He could not go any place on his Call Me By Your Name Oscar campaign without the press hounding him about working with Woody. His agents made him give his money away, supposedly not as a sign of Woody's guilt, but support of hysterical woman and media. He's genuinely upset about the whole thing, and at 22 is a pawn in a bigger game. He will also win the Oscar next year for A Beautiful Boy, where he plays a son addicted to drugs. Where are you? Palm Beach forever? Paris? New York City? I'm still living around the corner from you. Peggy. So, obviously, Timothy has no actual relation to Jeffrey Epstein, but I do find it curious to see that not only did Jeffrey touch so many different industries and he was friends with so many different people.
He's friends with someone who defended Jeffrey Epstein, so that says a lot about someone's character, bro. Like,
social connections is absolutely so wide and spans so far. Like Epstein's publicist friend is good friends with Timothy Chalamet, one step away from each other, and that's the case with so many celebrities and powerful figures. But above all, I think this Peggy woman needs to be investigated or brought in for questioning.
Yeah.
Not only is she referencing
she look crazy
tunnels
too, bro.
underneath the island, which are supposedly top secret and don't exist, but in other emails, she talks about some extremely disturbing things, defends predators, and even makes some weird allegations of her own. So I'm sure she knows something about something, and if they actually decided to investigate all this, her interview would be a great place to start.
Babies. Ooh, I love babies. Oh yeah, they love on these. It's crazy. I mean, I do too though, because I have an iron deficiency, so it shit tastes good. Like, do you guys like the taste of blood? Do you? Does anyone here like the taste of blood? Because I like it. I like the taste of blood.
Wasn't you supposed to be the world's #1 virtue signaler at an award show just a couple weeks ago? And you're telling everyone you like the taste of what? I think you need to be careful with statements like that, considering everything that's coming out now. Even the NPCs and the people who weren't switched on are starting to rub a bit of that sleep out of their eyes. Yeah, you want to maraud on stage, you're some hero, when you have no idea what it is to live amongst real people, real working class people. But you like the taste of what? Make it make sense. And these are supposed to be people children should be looking up to. Shut them all down. Cancel them all.
Hi guys, I'm Kip Chavez, and I'm gonna show you the shocking differences between McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's. This is my 84-day-old Wendy's cheeseburger. It is completely rotten and disgusting, covered with yellow, green, and white mold. It has been rotten and moldy since it was about 3 weeks old. This is what we should expect our food to do. This is my 178-day-old Burger King cheeseburger.
Dang.
Like the Wendy's cheeseburger, it began rotting and molding when it was about 3 weeks old. And as you can see now, you can't hardly see it through the Ziploc because of all the mold and dust that's come off of it. This is my 343-day-old McDonald's cheeseburger. It basically looks
Plastic.
like new. If we take a closer examination, you can see that there is no rot or mold. There's a little bit of bun flaking, but I think that's just from me pulling it out to film it every day. And this bottom bun did
That's
break
flavored
in half.
plastic, bro.
Here's the original receipt that has deteriorated faster than the McDonald's cheeseburger itself.
I thought bro was just showing me like a piece of paper when he said receipt. Dang, it's been there for a minute. Crazy. But if you guys made it this far into the video, I told y'all it was juicy. It was juicy. But without further ado, I'll see y'all in the next video, probably next week. See ya.